So this is the bag, the wallet that we're gonna make today. So it's the regular size Mynta by Hansedelli. So features, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horizontal card slots, and then there's one here. 7, 8, 9. These are vertical. These are horizontal. And then there is a zippered pocket here for your coins and things. And then on this other side, you have a couple of options for this part, but I choose the one with a clear vinyl for your ID. And then there is more card slots back here, vertical. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another variation which has a pocket on the back, and you can put your coins in there. And this is also another feature, variation, an option. So this one is a complete zipper with a gusset, and this one is kind of like that, so more space for your stuff. And also I have my ID pocket here and same number of cards everywhere. And there's also a mini version, let's see, smaller by that much, same features, just a little baby one. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 card slots area. You can have, there's a lot of space in here. So this is what we're gonna be sewing today. So come sew with me, get your supplies, and I'll see you there. So before we start, you wanna have all your pieces cut, labeled, and have all your découvert, and I'm using waterproof canvas, which is my favorite material to use for bags because it's waterproof, and if you have lipstick you can easily wipe it off. And I have my zipper, and today I'm doing the version that has no zipper in the back. So let's go get started. So just make sure you have all your pieces, and as usual you want to make sure your pieces have the coordinating pattern pieces so you don't confuse them. I am using piece 6 twice because I'm not going to be using a zipper at the back. I already have my logo installed. One thing I would like to let you guys know about when you're making anything that has square pieces that can be measured is I always measure and make sure my pattern piece is the exact same size as what the instructions say. So this one says 19.5, which it is. Yeah, there, 19.5, and it should say the same, 18 inches tall. And then after I do that, I make sure that I cut my fabric and measure them again. After, you always press before you cut, and then always make sure you're squared. Otherwise your pieces will not look as nice in the end. It's just a little extra step, but it's going to help you have a better result. Please ignore my nails. Otherwise, let's get started. We have all our pieces, and here we go. So the first part of the pattern of the tutorial will be the small card slots. Before we start, just to let you know, I am showing you this tutorial, but sometimes I might use something that's different from what's in the instructions. I would say follow the information that's in the instructions. Mine is just maybe could be an easier way of how I do things. Should come to the same exact result. And What else? Yeah, because the other first video, some people had issues with some parts that were not exactly the same as in the instructions. Also note, I do not work for Hansedelli. I just got a couple of requests for this pattern to do a tutorial, so that's why I'm doing it. So I hope you enjoy this video. So you're going to take your card slots. There should be 3 of them, and we're going to sew a line right here using the seam allowances as is in the instructions, and we'll be right back. You're going to do that to all 3 pieces. So once you have the 3 sewn as per the instructions, you're going to open that seam allowance. You're going to iron it open like so, and then you're going to turn right sides out like so. Oops. Okay, almost there. Alright, so and then you're kind of going to offset your back seam allowance, so it's kind of it's not either top or bottom, it's in the back. So you would insert, depending on what material you're using, this is when you would start your interfacing. I am going to use some Decoville. Just I cut like maybe that big and just insert the top part just to give it some body. So I'm going to iron all 3 of them, and we'll be back for the next step. So all 3 pieces are turned right sides out, pressed properly, and I inserted some Decoville just on the top side. I'm now going to top stitch with the longer stitch 3 at the top right here on all 3. So all 3 have been stitched up here. I used a little bit of contrasting thread. So we're going to put those aside and move to the next step. So next we're going to move to your piece number 2, which are your dividers, divider A. I have 3 of them. So we'll do almost the same thing we did with the slots. You're going to put the right sides together and stitch on the longer side. Use the seam allowances. You're going to put all 3 of them right sides together, depending on what fabric you're using. This should be interfaced. I don't usually interface mine, so I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. So I went ahead and did the exact same thing we did with the card slot. So I turned it right sides out. I have pressed it. The seam is centered in the back. It's not up here or down here. So now you're going to put the markings that at the top, like instructed. So this one's gonna be 0.5 at the top and 1.5 this way. Then I'm going to connect the 2 corners like so, and then I'm going to cut on this side of my of that line. That's because your chalk is thicker, so if you cut on this side you'll be cutting more than what you're supposed to. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. So there, both sides. So once you have that done, the bottom side, you are going to draw a line that is I think 1 centimeter. Then you're gonna draw another one that's 1 centimeter from that one you just drew. And then I just mark another centimeter at the top, just like so. In the instructions, she tells you to use one of these clips, like so. I think it's exactly 1 centimeter, so I'll do what she does for you. There. The clip side is the top. So you want to get your card slots that we made. We are going to place it at that mark. Okay. Clip. I'm running out of battery, so yeah, clip on that mark, and then on this other side, and clip. You're going to sew a stitch line close to the edge, and you're gonna get your second piece. You're gonna place it on that other line right there, and then you're going to sew a line of stitching close to the edge, and then you're gonna get your third one like so, and you're gonna stitch close to the edge. So once that is done, your pieces should fit on both sides, behind and in front. Also remember, you want your seams to be hidden in the back and not in the front. So now we are going to secure them on the side. So close to the edge, you're gonna run stitches. Okay, if you wanted, you can do a zigzag stitch just to secure your sides. I usually don't. Then you want to find the center of this piece. You can do it one of two ways. You can either fold it like so and find the center, or because I know this piece is 19 and a half, I can find what is half of 19 and a half and then just draw a line. And then we are going to stitch in that line that you drew all the way to the top, so you're kind of creating two sides, two card slots in each. So there I have my middle, and I drew a line of chalk. I usually use the triple stitch when I'm doing card slots, just to give it has a better security, so your card slots don't open. So I'm gonna run that stitch and I'll be back. So there, that's the triple stitch. As you can see, it's three stitches in one, and you want to go right up to here. It doesn't really make sense going all the way up because there's no cut slots. So that is done. We're gonna move to the next step.